The coronavirus pandemic isn't slowing down. Now, the latest CDC report shows higher numbers of people are in mental health crisis and thinking about suicide alongside the pandemic.
That sense of hopelessness is really showing itself in the communities, and it's really sad to see. It's scary.
Adam Friedman lost his grandfather to suicide when he was 13 years old.
The fact that it was a gun suicide left me with a lot of unanswered questions and deep-rooted feelings that I didn't really understand. I didn't realize until I was a bit older that gun suicide is actually incredibly common in our country, and it's a real epidemic.
Well over half of all suicide deaths involve a gun, and those numbers skew for particular demographics. If we look at older men, that's getting closer to 75 to 80%.
An epidemic that was already growing before the onset of the pandemic. U.S. suicide rates have risen over the last 2 decades, and CDC numbers show as recent as June, 40% of Americans dealt with mental health or substance abuse. 11% say they seriously considered suicide. It was significantly higher among people 18 to 24 years old, Hispanic respondents, and Black respondents, unpaid caregivers, and essential workers.
It's been alarmingly active, seeing the number of suicide attempt cases that are coming through, and then reading the numbers of suicide increase across the country. It's very frightening.
Psychiatrist Dr. Eric French oversees adult patients at the Medical Center of Aurora, just outside Denver. He's seen more patients admitted for overdose and suicide attempts in a way he calls dramatic.
One of the biggest concerns that I have is people still not being connected to the level of help that they need.
French encourages seeking help with a mental health professional in person, wearing a mask, or through telehealth if someone is feeling in crisis. Meanwhile, advocates like Adam Friedman say it can be as simple as checking in with each other. If you need to talk to someone, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255 or text HOME to the crisis text line at 741-741. Lindsay Thies, Newsy, Denver.